Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I am here today with the European Nightcrawler bins, and I mentioned in a video the other day that I had left the lid off like I had said I was going to for like 2 or 3 days, and then I popped the lid back on, and I came in here the other day and I took the lids off and they were all along the rim. They fell over the edge. For some reason, my European Nightcrawlers have always done this to me. They just always seem to find a way to want to run. So anyway, needless to say, I took the lids back off and I kept them off. Luckily, no worms had actually fallen out until I took the lid off, so that was good. It's relatively dry. I'm gonna have to be careful with not having the lid on to make sure I keep the compost moist enough. But I did see an interesting article that Steve, the developer of the Urban Worm Bag, put out the other day about moisture in the worm bin and how most people run their systems way too wet, and how the microbial activity really does not require it to be as wet as most of us run it. It's a freshly laid cocoon there, guys. It's running away on me. Right there. So anyway, I'm gonna probably take a little tip out of his book and run my systems a little bit drier, but this is really dry, a little bit too dry. But if you recall, we fed up on these sides last week. I see some sprouts, and I do believe we had some bell pepper scraps. So let's see what we have down here. They very well may have gone through it already. And it does appear that those watermelon skins are transparent. They've gone through them completely, which is good. I'm not at all upset about that. That's great. But I'm definitely gonna have to give them a nice feeding today, some moisture-rich food to make sure that we keep these bins moist, since we're gonna be leaving the lids off. But really, there's no food to speak of in these bins at all. Well, at least in this one. Let's go take a quick peek in the other one as well. Okay. So, again, this is the side where we fed. And it's definitely more moist on the side where I fed, but it's still relatively dry. A lot of healthy worms, that's good. Look at that guy. He is fat. So they're looking really good. Just gonna need another nice large feeding today, I think. But all considering, it still looks really good in here. I was really a bit worried when they were all climbing on me, but like I said, for some reason, these European Nightcrawlers do that. They're the biggest explorers. So let's get a little something together for them to eat today, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so I don't know how much bedding I'm going to add today, but I am going to add a feeding to these European Nightcrawlers. I'm just trying to hold off on over bedding my worms, because then you end up with the problem of the bins filling up too quickly before everything is composted. So, just going to give a healthy handful of these scraps that I have. Some of these are like some carrots and stuff that were frozen and thawed. I see you see steam coming off of that, but that's just because I blasted them on the stovetop for like 5 minutes, but they're still actually cold. It's just the frost coming off of them, I guess. But I think that should be enough for this bin. That's going to create a nice moist environment down there. Hopefully moisten back up this bedding that had dried out. And then I'm just going to use the existing castings to cover it up. And I think that will be it for this bin. And let me come over and turn myself around here. Okay, now that you guys are probably thoroughly dizzy from that, let me slide things around here. Already have a little climber. Telling you, these Euros drive me crazy. All right, so same thing over here. Just going to give a few handfuls of food. Trying to wring it out. Look at all that moisture, guys. I put all of my bags of food into this pot to let them thaw out, and that's why I just turned the stove on for a minute to kind of get it nice and hot so that it would thaw a bit quicker. That's why we have steam. But the amount of liquid that just comes off of these feedings is incredible, and that's why I'm saying more and more that thawing ahead of time is huge, because if you don't, all of that moisture then would be going into your systems and you'd have no idea until the system was a muddy mess and really hard to manage. So I definitely encourage you to start doing that. I've been doing it, and it's making quite a difference for me. So I think that's going to be it for today. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Like this video. Subscribe if you'd like some more content from me. I'm going to leave the lids off of these bins. I'm not going to make the mistake of putting them back on. And we will see how they're doing this time next week. Have a great day.